Hello guys, welcome back to our video. So today we're back at the survival tutorial series in Unreal Engine. So today we're gonna make something new. We're gonna make it so that when we find an object like a rock or a tree, if we like hit it multiple times, it will drop an item. So if you have the starter content, you need to go to this rock mesh found here. See, look, wait. If you want to get this rock mesh, it's basically in the starter content. You basically through content click on starter content, props, and you find it here. If you don't have the starter content, you can just add it here. Add feature or content and go to content text and starter content here. That's all you have to do. Now start content. In the starter content, for some reason the rock mesh does not have any collision. See, I turned on simple collision, so it's supposed to show me collisions, but there is no collision on this mesh. So what you're gonna do is you go to collision, auto convex collision. So this window will appear like this. I usually place it here so that it makes things easier. So I'm just gonna hit apply immediately. Let's see what happens. This creates a collision mesh surrounding the rock material. Right now this is the mesh. I just hit apply and immediately show this one. Now if you want to like increase the detail, increase the numbers here, and that will increase the detail of the rock collision box or collision mesh. Now here, let's see. See, now I increase the hull count, meaning that it's split into many pieces, so that I don't know, it becomes more detailed. Anyway, that's how it works basically. Now once we added the collision here, you can close the rock mesh, and I'm gonna close all the stuff from the last episode. Let me rename the item props to actors. Makes it more clear. Now see here, because does not make sense to put an entire folder called item props and have only one item in it that's called props. Doesn't make sense. Let me fix up the directory so that you right click here and fix up redirectors so that things won't go glitchy on you. So because sometimes when you rename or move stuff, things go weird. See, now we have two folders. Let me delete this one. For some reason it stays here. It should be deleted. So now you create a new blueprint class and call that Destructible Object. Here we make a destructible object. We give it like a random mesh here, like that. We just leave a cube here and give it a new variable called health. The health is basically, you know, what does it mean? So every time you hit it, how long does it take to drop to 0 or something like that? Basically the same as how the player health works. So I'm gonna give it a health of 100. We make this editable so that you can change it through blueprints and through the map like that, and also make it exposed to on spawn. So this cube right here is, just imagine if this is a giant rock. This thing is a giant rock. You go towards it and you hit it multiple times until it breaks and drops the whatever's inside, something like that. So now I'm gonna do this. Remove these. Or actually, wait, let me return those. And check here, branch. We check if health is 0 or not. Health is less or equal to 0. If it's less or equal to 0, we do once here. So basically, if the health is 0, we we do something once. What's the thing you do once? Destroy actor spawn actor from class. The actor class here, we're gonna promote this to a variable and call that prop to drop. Oh wait, no, wait. Instead, because I forgot that the prop item we have here is just a singular actor, not multiple actors as I was trying to do in the first few episodes. So instead we do underscore prop here. It shows here underscore prop, whatever we name that, and promote the ID to variable and call that item ID. So basically, when before I explain this, let me make this editable and expose on spawn. Now basically, wait, this is showing error. Basically, when you spawn the destructible object, you choose how much health it got and what does it drop when it's destroyed, something like that. That's how it works. So now it's showing error here. Let me make transform here. Once we make transform here, let me get actor location, which gets the location of the thing we just destroyed, something like that. And like this. A rotation, we can give it a random rotation. It doesn't matter. Yes, everything. The scale we leave it the same. So when the health is 0, it gets destroyed and spawns a prop. That's all. Here, I think that's all. Okay, let me create something here. You remember when a long time ago in the second episode, we made something here. Wait. We made something called item var. Basically, it has all the information about the item. It's just basically like a structure blueprint. We're gonna make another one. Basically we choose, instead of setting the drop item ID and the health manually separately, instead we basically give the destructible object an ID for which it will automatically put all of these in, instead of just manually changing everything. So now let me create a new blueprint here called not any blueprint, structure blueprint. I accidentally said blueprint. We call this Destructible Object var. We call the same thing. We give it health here, health, and drop item. The health should be float. I accidentally set it to integer. The default, I'm gonna set this to 100, and drop ID I'm gonna leave it at 0. We save here. Now once we're done here, and here also, add an ID here. ID, call it object ID. This we set to that object ID. This is gonna be exposed to spawn. The rest now I'm gonna remove the editable and exposed to spawn, both of those. Now the eyes are closed and exposed to spawn is false. Instead, this is the only one thing that is exposed to spawn. I hope that's clear because I'm stuttering a lot. Now once we made our structure, we go to the data table folder and create a new data table. How do we do that? Go here and in the miscellaneous section and data table. We choose Destructible Object.var. For some reason it has 2. I don't know why. Call that Destructible object list, destructible object list. We add a new one. First one will be 0. How did we set? I want to be consistent. How do we set this? We set this as 0. That's first. Yes, we did this. 0 and drop item. Let me make a rock item first. Yes. This is really important. You go to the item list here, add a new item, give it an ID of 5 here, or whatever the next number is. You give it, we name it rock. The icon will be cobblestone, I don't know, anything. Mesh will be rock. Material also will be rock. I don't think we need to set the material if the mesh already has a material applied to it. Yes. So now we made this. Let me see how it looks like in the world. Let me copy paste this, Alt and drag it. Put the ID of 5. Oh god, that's big. Let me set this to be smaller. 0.2, 0.2 and 0.2. Let me see. Okay, good size. This size is good. We have this. We have rocks in our inventory, and we can drop it and equip it. Now we made rocks. Let's make the actual boulder that we mine and drop item from it. So the ID of the rock is 5. Here, that's all. We made our first type of destructible object. Now we close the destructible object list and var, and we go back to the destructible object. We forgot something really important. Make a new function called damage object. And here we set the float to be called damage amount. Yes. We set the health to be minus. Nope, not like that. Health minus this one, the damage amount. Basically the same as how we made the player deduct health some part. See here, let me show you. Damage player, same thing. But now we need the max health. In order to make the max health, we do the same thing here. Wait. I have to set up so much stuff at once. Get object ID, then hold on. We need to create this again. We need to, instead of get item info, we duplicate this and rename it to, we call it destructible object info. Get destructible object info. It's a mouthful, but what doesn't matter. Destructible object info. So I compile right now, it shows me like billion error. See, that does not match right now. I remove this item info and drag the same thing again. Instead of the item info, it's gonna be the info of object info. Basically object info. Let me call it object info to make it simple. Instead of typing destructible object info, because that's gonna be like a really long mouthful word. And do this make like that. That's all you have to change. Oops, save here. Now we made the get destructible object info function. We can do this get destructible object info like that, and then we break this, or actually just split it here directly, and we need to make the minimum and maximum same as what we did here with the clamp. Here we do this clamp like that. This is the value. The minimum is 0 and the max is this. Now when begin play, we do that. What are we gonna do? Basically just copy this, paste it here, paste, yes. We do that. Wait. We put the health as set here and drag the object info health, and then drag the item ID here, attach this drop item. Let me organize. And I think that's basically it. Or wait, we forgot something really important, really important. So basically, whenever we place a destructible object, it will continuously look like a cube. We don't want that. No one wants a wall, just a cube. Maybe you want to make a Minecraft clone, but that's not what we're aiming for. What we're gonna do is, what is the thing that we need here? We go back to, not here, go to our structure and add a new variable here. We call that mesh, or yes, object mesh. It's gonna be a mesh. If it shows at least static mesh. Retype static mesh, like that, and add another one called material, or singular, not plural. Material, and it's gonna be this one here. I think that's all. Let me close this function library, this too, and also go to our destructible object list and add the new basically fill the variables with the stuff you want. I'm gonna put the rock mesh and its material rock. We do that. Now we have more variables here. Let me get the cube here and set its static mesh. Set static mesh so that it looks whatever is put here, something like that. And now we do the same thing here. Copy paste the cube here, and let me rename it to mesh. It's much more clear. Set material. Why did it do that? Remove that, and then attach that directly to the material here. And that's basically it for this part. Now this part is basically setting up the destructible object, and that part destroys object whenever its health reaches 0. Yeah, that's basically it. Now close all of that stuff. We need those. We drag our where is the actor here? We drag our destructible object. Some of it didn't update. It didn't update because we didn't put it as here. See, now it updates. See here. For some reason, we forgot something really important. We keep forgetting stuff. I keep forgetting stuff. Sorry about that. So we do this to set its visual. Update object. We drag it here. Boom. We drag it beyond the health here. front of it, because every time when we update the object, it's gonna reset its health to the max. That's this thing. This we don't need. This we don't need at all. So now in the construction script, we do update object. That's all. We compile and save. Now it's updated in real time. Now we have that. Now we need a way to destroy it. So we basically do here in the first person character, where is the part where we use item or something like that. And now we have a use item. Now we need a hit action input or something like that. We have a use item here. Now let's create a new one called hit or mine, something like that. Hit or mine. That's gonna be a left click. Same as Minecraft. When you click on something, it either hits or like mines it. Let's close this Destructible Object. And now, where is the event graph? Here. Go to the event graph and add this thing. Hit/mine. Whatever you called it. I called it that because it seems more clear to me. And now we do a line trace. Where's the part where did we make anything? Yes. Where is the part we made it, the line trace? Here. We copy this from the pickup item. Just copy that. Or you know what? You see this reach here? Before we copy it, we need to promote to variable and we name it as reach. Yes. So that when we want to change the reach of the player, we don't have to manually set the number over here and down there, because when we're doing that, it makes it a lot easier to make games. See, now I made a variable. I just have to change it here, only here, and both of them will change. So now we made this. If the out hit here, first we check if it's blocking it. Branch. If it hits something at least. Then we cast to what was it called? Destructible Object. And we do, where is it? Damage object. Like that. And we do 10. This basically, we're gonna call it mine destructible objects. Now if we go to this giant boulder and we continue to hit it multiple times, it breaks and drops this item. For some reason this keeps going back and forth. Anyway, now we got the rock. You can equip it, will not do anything. We haven't done anything. We can consume it, it's not food. You can drop it. Okay, we need to fix a bug here. See, this rock is basically dancing right now. We need to fix that. So what are we going to do? Let's open the prop blueprint, the prop actor, and get the mesh here and set the mass center of mass. And set that to 0, 0, 0. This is how we do it. This will fix it. For some reason the center of mass won't update when we change the mesh. So for example, see here the viewport, the mesh here, its center of mass is directly at the center. When we change it to the rock mesh, the center of mass is gonna be here instead of the center. So basically the physics will get wonky and won't update properly. For some reason it doesn't update. So adding that at the end will fix everything. Set of the mass to be 0, 0, 0. So now if I do this multiple times, and you have that. Now it does not dance around and break things. We grab all of those rocks, drop those, and now that's basically it. But before we end the episode, there's a problem with that, with the destructible object. You see here, let me make space here and add multiple ones. So just imagine if the player has an auto clicker. If, for example, this has like a really large amount of health, if the player has an auto clicker, they can like destroy it in a matter of seconds. That's not good. If I spam it quickly, we need to limit the amount of damage you can do at once. So I think we made this before. Tick delay. Yes, we made a long time ago. We made this tick delay. Here, it's in the macro library. So basically, when anything fires through this tick delay, it waits for this amount of time before it allows any more hits to go through here. So I'm gonna do this 0.25. So when you hit, I'm spamming right now, and it's showing every like 0.25 seconds a hit, something like that. Now if I try to hit, no matter how fast I do it, it's gonna be the same. There's like a limit here. See, like that. Now we have these rocks. You can grab it and collect it. So that's it actually. We made a new rock item with actual proper mesh from the starter content. Also, we made a destructible object, which basically stores an item. Once you mine it, it drops the item. We can add more types of destructible. We made it so that we can add more types of destructible object through this data table here. Destructible object. Now there is only one type I made. You can add more and give it an ID of 1. And add whatever you like in it. Maybe you have a tree material, tree mesh, the entire mesh of a tree, and you have a wood item. You made a wood item. So you give it a health amount, give the ID of what you want to drop, give the tree mesh and its material. So then when we put it here, you can go mine the tree and it gives wood, something like that. You can do lots of stuff with it. So that's basically it. Hopefully you guys understood what I was trying to explain, and please subscribe and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.